You punched somebody's desk. Or somebody wandered. Damn, January 5th, Wednesday.
北原、頼んでおいた資料できてる？俺そろそろ取材出かけたいんだけど。
ああ、調整して打ち出すだけになってます。すいません、あとちょっとだけ待ってください。
OK、十分。あ、それとプリントアウトはモノクロでいいから。
了解です、すぐやります。
俺のデータ集計の方は？
すいません、そっちは松岡さんに仕上げ頼んでます。
せっかくツール化されてるのに使いこなせないんだもんな、浜田さん。
そのツール作ったの北原だろ。なんでお前が威張る必要がある？
で、北原、交換条件で俺の頼んだ仕事どうなってる？テキスト起こしとレイアウトと PDF 化と。
それ全然10日交換じゃないだろ。
お前こそ若いくせに人に頼んでばっか。
やっぱ目指すなら編集長ですからね。今のうちに人使うことにも慣れておかないと。
人に使われたこともなくて人を使えるようになれるか。俺たちは名前の前にさあなんかついてね
木崎さん、松岡さん、両方とも上がりました。はい、お待たせしました。
おお、サンキュー。それじゃあ俺出張に行ってくるから、今日は直帰なんでよろしく。
おー、サンキュー。それじゃあ俺今日はこれで上がり。
え。いいや、まだだ。俺の説教が残ってる。
その前にちゃんとチェックもしてほしいんですが。
I pretend to sign resignation while indulging in fulfillment being in a noisy editing department because it's such a lively place.
勘弁してくださいよ、浜田さん。俺今日は自分の一生を左右するかもしれない大事な用が。
連休ボケのリハビリという大事な用か。お前昨日も今ぐらいの時間に帰ったろ。
It's been a few days since New Year's. The editing department has resigned its usual liveliness. It's packed with people throughout the day, and the folks working outside call infrequently. The relaxing days have long since ended. Even late at night, there's always someone who stays behind. The ringing of telephones and the clattering of keyboards always echo around the office. That's why I'm here, because regardless of the time, there's always someone in here. If I continue here, I won't have to be alone.
来週から本気出しますから、そんな厳しいこと言わないでくださいよ。
笑わせるな。風岡に比べれば俺なんか菩薩だ。
Hey, comparing
北原とお前を比べると俺のその優しさが良くなかったのかもと思うけどな。
ああ、そういえばマリさん、今日グアムから帰ってくるはずですよね。
すぐ話をそらすし。
Is that so? If I remember correctly, Lawrence on holiday was supposed to be... Huh? What is the date today?
明日からやっと出勤か。いいなあ、長期休暇。
あいつの場合、明日から年末までもう2日続けて休むことはないけどな。
Damn. I see. Starting tomorrow.
でもよかったな、北原。これで明日からヘルプじゃない真っ当な仕事にありつけるぞ。
ここまで自分を顧みれないってのもある意味才能だよな、お前の。
But what about it?
それじゃあ俺出張に行ってくるから、今日は直帰なんでよろしく。
Is that Mari?
ああ、そういえばマリさん、今日グアムから帰ってくるはずですよね。
Yeah.
すぐ話をそらすし。
明日からやっと出勤か。いいなあ、長期休暇。
あいつの場合、明日から年末までもう2日続けて休むことはないけどな。
でもよかったな、北原。これで明日からヘルプじゃない真っ当な仕事にありつけるぞ。
ここまで自分を顧みれないってのもある意味才能だよな、お前の場合。
いる。どうしよう。いるよ。電話のこと怒ってるかな。やっばい。どんな顔して会えばいいんだ。でもな、いつかは話さなくちゃならないんだし。 よし、今日のところは帰ろう。
何面白いことしてるんですか、マリさん。
Dang.
騒ぐな。おとなしくしてたら命だけは取らないから。
Why she smiling like that, bro?
ただいま。思ったより飛行機が早く着いたからついでに寄ってみたの。
で、ついでに私の口を封じようと。
そうやって悪意のある解釈しないの。そうだ、鈴木にもお土産買ってきたわよ。これ現地の人しか行かないような雑貨店見つけて。
いりません、絶対。
あんただんだん先輩に対して遠慮なくなってきたわね。
で、一体どうしたんですか？明らかに挙動不審な人になったりして。編集部に入るとなんかまずいことでもあるんですか？
いや、そんなことは。ただそう、タイミング見計らってたの。突然入ってってみんなを驚かせてやろうかなと。別に深い意味はないんだってば。そんなに人の顔ジロジロ見ないの。
マリさん、もしかして
何？
今年もまた沢子さんと二人でずっと飲んだくれてたんでしょ。肌荒れてますよ。
うっさい！
なんてね、分かってますって。北原くんのことでしょ。
違います。
顔合わせるのが気まずいんですよね。何も言わずに旅立っちゃったから。
まさか話したのか、北原。
ええ、散々こぼしてましたよ。マリさんから連絡がなくて困ってるって。
あんなこと他人にバラすってどういうことだ。やっぱりあいつは私のことからかって。
マリさんが何も仕事の指示くれなかったから年末年始のバイトどうしようって。
ああ、そうだな。北原には申し訳ないことしたよ。後で謝っておかなくっちゃな。
Hey, in Koharu Route. He didn't even go here once, bro. The whatever this building is, he didn't go to this job once in Koharu Route. Did he quit? Or they probably just showed an off scene, probably. Probably off scene. I can't imagine him quitting. He need to pay the rent.
なんでそんなに反応が不自然なんですか？私嬉しくなっちゃいますよ。
いや、確かに指示出すのすっかり忘れてた。冬休みは来ないのかなとも思ってたし。
それがね、年末年始朝から晩まで働き詰めで全部の編集部回って仕事かき集めてくるし。一日も休んでないみたいですよ。元日なんか明け方の4時くらいに編集部から電話してきて。
ちょっと待て、それは一体どういう意味だ？
やば。
それじゃあお先。
本当に来ないのか、北原。別にお前は説教したりしないぞ。
お誘いはありがたいですけど、今日のうちにこれやっておきたいんで。
The discussion regarding Masaoka-san leaving early seems to have been resolved, but Hamada-san also leaving early and the two of them going drinking together. I think yesterday night was the company New Year's party. Considering the editing department having one tomorrow as well, these guys really are energetic in a sense. Well, I guess we don't live in a moment of work and enjoying ourselves. Perhaps we wouldn't be able to make it into this industry. This, of course, isn't limited to men.
浜田さん、早く早く。俺、今日はあっさりとチゲ鍋がいいな。
俺の胃のことも考えろ。それじゃあな、北原。
はい、失礼しま。
And then, as Hamada-san and Matsuoka-san, with one of them in high spirits, were about to leave the office.
Oh.
The door in front of them opens with vigor, as if to ambush them.
小僧子。
My back was facing the door until I heard the familiar name. I didn't notice the person who opened the door, nor the expression that person wore on her face.
おかえりなさい。早かったですね、マリサ。
なんだよ、おい。
I anxiously turned around. At least that was my intended action, but in reality I slowly turned to face her, as though I didn't want to see her. While I didn't realize it, it looked like my brain had conditioned itself in order to avoid giving her an excessive reaction. Perhaps I would appear to be too expectant if I didn't do this, because the collapsing feeling of not being able to reunite with the person I expected would be unbearable. But
どういうつもりだ？
何が？
this time, it was the result I had anticipated for all along. The figure that I had been expecting was standing in front of the door with her hands on her waist.
浜田、あなた北原を潰すつもり？バイトだからって使い捨てるつもり？どうして誰も気づいてあげられないの？
I don't understand why, but she wore the expression of a demon.
いや、ちょっと待てよ。一体何のこと？
二度と北原に直接仕事を回すな。絶対に私を通せ。
Damn.
何時でも。
いや、確かにちょっとは頼んだけどさ。おい、鈴木、お前が大げさにチクったのか？
大げさじゃないんだ。私たちみんなの落ち度だよ。完全に北原くんに騙されてたんだ。
何それ？どういうこと？さっぱりわからない。
The moment Mari-san and Suzuki-san shifted their gazes to mine, I understood immediately. I've been exposed. The way I've been living my life for the past few days.
あのさ、この中で今年に入ってから一番最後まで残ってた人いる？
俺、初日から2日連続で日をまたいでたぞ。増刊号の表紙の期限が迫ってて。あれ？
Subsequently, Mr. Hamada's puzzled gaze also turned to me.
じゃあさ、朝一番乗りした人いる？
すんません。俺、来た時も帰る時も編集部は人でいっぱいでした。
一昨日さ、私7時に顔出したんだよ。休みの間に印刷所からミスの連絡があって、朝の10時までにそっちに行かなきゃならなかったから。
With the exception of Masaoka-san, I could feel the cold gaze of the others three stare daggers at me.
変なんだよ北原くん。いつ来てもいつ帰ってもいるんだよ。
変ってひどいな鈴木さん。
I'm completely calm though. I simply managed the expression, I'm exposed, a mere sour smile hanging on my lips.
さっきマリさんと私で他の編集部に聞いて回ったんだけど、北原くん抱えてる仕事の量が尋常じゃないの。
尋常じゃないって？
量だけで言えばマリさんレベル？松岡の3ヶ月分くらい？
Damn.
なんでもかんでも俺をオチにするのやめてよ。
なのにどの仕事の納期も遅れてないの。ほとんど寝てないみたい。もしかしたら家にも帰ってないのかも。
そんなことあるわけないじゃないですか。ちゃんと着替えてるし清潔にしてるでしょ。ほら真っ白。
Then I dramatically tugged on my collar for everyone to see, but I received no response. This doesn't look good.
北原。
That long-awaited voice addresses me. But that voice isn't gentle as I hoped it would be the most. Nor was it the reprimanding tone I had hoped for next.
昨日何時に来て何時に帰った？
よく覚えてないけどちゃんと電車で帰りましたから。
You think he's getting paid? I wonder how did he even get paid, dude? He's a part-timer, right? So it's like hourly. Must be a pretty good check then. I returned home on the first train just before 5 a.m. and came back on the train at 6 a.m. sharp.
おとといは？三が日は？今年に入って1日でも休んだ？というか寝た？
やだなマリさん。どうしてそんな意地悪言うんですか？
年末もずっと来てた形跡があるからよ。上の階の佐野デスクが大晦日にも見たって。
Damn.
だから大丈夫ですよ。本当に帰ってますって。
I've been bathing every day, and I'm wearing new clothes every day as well. It's a big deal if I don't sleep then.
北原
Mari-san stands before me, clutching my hand. That's over the keyboard. Her fine fingers, stronger than I imagined to them to be, really managed to deliver the genuine feeling that she had returned. But
帰るぞ。
いや、だからこれだけは今日のうちに。
ふざけるな。
yet the voice had escaped her lips. While definitely one that was scolding me, not the slightest hint of love in it.
北原、去年私と約束したこと覚えてるか？勝手に他の部員から仕事もらうなって。
そうでしたっけ？
Damn.
私の上司の言ったこと守らないのも忘れるのも社会人失格だ。
You're
仕
fired.
事ができてもそんなやつ雇えるか？
My superior, huh?
さあ帰るんだ。明日から当分来なくていい。来ても仕事は与えない。
そんな。
だからって私を困らせるな。
風岡。
私今からこいつ連れて帰るから帰らせるわよ。いいわね。
はい。
お疲れ様でした。
Man, this must be really awkward in the office, bro. Hear Mari-san yelling at someone. Just, I'll keep my head low.
それとただいま。
Dang. I had originally intended to resist. Given Mari's strength, it's completely possible to pry myself away from her. Yet my hand is now clasped by a woman's fingers, dragging my body along with it. Be it tiredness or sleepiness, there's simply things that I'm unable to feel as before. Because in my body and soul, almost all my senses have been shut off. The worst thing is, though, due to the warmth transmitted to my tightly squeezed hands from her own, it's as if only my heart has managed to recover a little.
マリさん、
なんだ。
明けましておめでとうございます。
黙れ。
I don't get why she scolded me like this. Just doesn't make any sense. I mean, I didn't even know you made that promise, man. You did break a promise. After all, I don't matter to her, right? That's why she didn't contact me and left me here, right?
Minami 末次駅着きましたけど、ここからどうします？
あ、はい。おい、北原のマンションはここからどう行くんだ？
In front of Minami Susugu Station roundabout. Having stopped the car here based on Martin's instruction, the taxi driver asked us for the next set of directions. As for why all of this is happening, it's because I'm not being clear with the directions to my intended destination, as I stare at the floor with a reluctant expression. Considering the fact that she was the one who dragged me here in the first place, Martin also hasn't been saying anything harsh, resigning to my conflicted attitude and silence up until now. But
いいです。ここで降りますから。これタクシー代。それじゃあマリさん、わざわざ送ってもらって。
ダメだ。マンションの下まで行くんだ。さあ、ここからどっちだ？駅の反対側か？
she's really trying my patience. Or perhaps it's better to say that I can't sit by and let her do this anymore.
だから大丈夫ですって。ここからなら歩いてすぐですから。それに車だと一方通行も多いし。
それでも車で行くんだ。なぜなら、お前の部屋まで私が送り届けるからだ。だからほら、ここからどっちだ？
This is really troubling for me.
けど、そこのコンビニ寄って行きたいし。
Convenient confession. Because I don't have the slightest intention of going home at all.
欲しいものがあるなら後で私が調達してきてやる。だから今は一刻も早くお前の部屋に戻るんだ。
どこかで食事してから帰りたいし。
どうしても私に部屋まで送らせないと。お前はそう言うんだな。
考えすぎですよ。ただ寄りたいところがあるだけなんです。
My experience for the past few days speak for themselves. I can't get to sleep even if I get home.
そういうわけなんで、今日は本当にすいませんでした。迷惑かけてしまって。
That's right, they make a cafe in the station. I feel a sense of presence there. Perhaps I might be able to get some sleep as well.
じゃあ、今度こそ失礼します。運転手さん、開けて。
ごめん、すぐろにやって。
Suguru. Just when I thought I could finally open the door, Mari-san grip tightens even harder than before on my arm.
すぐろ、今度こそ最後まで案内するから。お願い、運転手さん。
Dang, Kitahara. Haruki. Wasted money. All that overtime you did, bro. You're gonna spend it on the goddamn taxi.
マリさん。
This time, she's not just locking onto my hand. The door that can be opened on the back seat is also being heavily guarded by Mari-san, who's sitting on the left side. If Mari-san doesn't move, I have no way of getting out.
わかりましたよ。反対方向なんだけどな。
本当にごめんなさい。迷惑かけます。
The one who's being a real bother is unquestionably me. But not only did Mari-san not abandon me, she also took a step forward. Now, of all times, and so suddenly too.
入れ。
どこです、ここ。
そんな話は後だ。いいから入れ。
Smarty place. She is going to be dirty, right? I knew it. She did mention that she just throw her dirty clothes all over the floor. Yeah. Regardless of whether I'm asking where I am at the moment or whether I'm shocked at the room I'm now in, I can only say that I've been asking a question I already know the answer to. Because the moment Mari-san decided to change destination, I already knew where she wanted to go.
適当に座ってろ。今飲み物用意する。
This is Mari-san home.
あのタクシーの運転手、絶対誤解してたぞ。
何をです？
An apartment with security and a hall of entrance. On the lift, she had pressed the 10th floor button leading to the top floor.
年上の彼女の方がさ、なかなか煮え切らない年下の彼氏をなんとか籠絡しようと一生懸命誘ってる風に見えたんじゃないかな。
The room that I've been invited in looks plain at glance, but with a living room too spacious for a person living alone, and yet it matches quite harmlessly with the pieces of night scenery showing through the large windows. Considering she said I lived in a small apartment before, it seems like I've been lied to big time. The rent for this place must be pretty high.
そう見られても仕方ないよな。何やってんだか私も。
すいません。
そっちは私が自分の判断でしたことだからいい。謝るなら約束破ったことに対してだ。
And it seems as if there isn't a man in her life.
ほら、飲め。少しは落ち着くぞ。
Well, as I got lost in my imagination, a steamy cup is placed before me.
いただきます。
I can detect a wafting fragrance from the cup. As it seeps into my mouth, steam trickles into my nose, providing a gentle warmth to my face and throat.
うまいか？
何ですこれ？
ポートワインのお湯割り。
Wow.
なるほど。
I feel a gentle warmth, albeit with a slight tingling feeling to it, from my trachea to my stomach. I guess this is what it means to have warmth spread within me. Though the taste and the amount of alcohol in this is obviously lacking, the warmth of it definitely refreshes my body and soul just right. If only I could have been saved by that though.
おかわりならまだあるから、今日はそれ飲んでゆっくり休め。
すいません。マリさん、帰国したばかりで疲れてるのに。
別に、こっちはバカンス帰りだ。それに向こうじゃほとんどホテルに引きこもって酒ばかり飲んでたから。
若い女性の二人旅じゃないですね、それ。
どうせ若くないからな。
そんなこと。今の俺にとっては、そういう人の方がありがたいです。
Mari-san kindness spreads within me, along with the diluted alcohol. It's the same as the Christmas Eve, almost bringing tears to my
お
eyes.
かわり作ってくるな。
It seems I unconsciously managed to finish this odd beverage in one gulp.
あ、しまったな。北原にもお土産あったのに、荷物全部編集部に置いてきちゃった。
いつでもいいですよ、そんなの。どうせキーホルダーですよね。
確かに正解だけど、どうせってのが気になるな。
すいません。
The innards of the cup placed before me are stained with a deeper red than before. The taste going through my throat were also slightly closer to the taste of port wine, the sweet, slightly acrid aroma racing in the air, traveling from my nose to my mind. But the way I'm soundlessly drinking the alcohol, Mori-san for now watches me in silence.
な、北原。お前一体どうしちゃったんだ？
何のことですか？俺、どうもしてませんよ。
It is as I had predicted. Rather, Mari concern for me was given the moment she invited me here.
してるだろ。1週間寝てないなんて、いつか壊れるぞ。
大丈夫ですよ。普段だって睡眠時間そんなに多くないんですから。
早死にするぞ。内臓とかボロボロになるぞ。肌荒れるぞ。
マリさんだって、俺なんかよりよっぽど無茶するじゃないですか。
私は大丈夫だ。自分の体のことはよく知ってる。健康診断だって毎年オールグリーンだ。
All green.
俺だって健康診断で問題出たことありませんよ。それに別にそうなったらそうなったで構いま。
そういう投げやりな態度がおかしいって言ってるんだ。いい加減自分の今の状態に気づけ。
She didn't do anything about it despite not being indifferent, but then she ended up getting involved with me after all. And now she's doing so with such a strong passion. Why is her not taking another step forward from what she's done in the past, edging towards me?
なあ、北原。頼むよ。何か辛いことがあったのなら言ってくれ。ついこの間だって話してくれたじゃないか。
マリさん。
The atmosphere changes from a comfortable one to a somewhat unnerving one. Our distance seems to have closed a bit. A distance of which I can feel her hot breath, where she could come at me at any moment.
結局こうなってしまったんだから。
Whoa.
私の言葉なんて何の助けにもなってないんだろうけど。
そんなことはないです。あの時は嬉しかったです。
I was genuinely happy back then, during the time she took a step forward to get closer to me. The nervousness of the atmosphere due to our relationship slightly deepening. That's precisely what I've been yearning for.
それでも私、なるべくお前の力になれるように努力するから。
I doubt that's the first step of Mars' son to save me.
ありがとうございます。
With a mentally of do or die, I immediately wanted to progress into the next step.
すまなかったな。北原が大変な時期に長いこと留守にしたりして。
そんなの仕方ないですよ。仕事だったんだから。
That's why I just can't. It's best if I didn't expect anything.
後半は単なる遊びだったんだ。そっちだけでもなんとか切り上げて帰ってくればよかった。
そんなことされたら俺余計落ち込みます。マリさんに負担をかけすぎてしまったって。
I can't let this person see that side of me. I can't reveal the truth about me to her, the reality of the suffering that I've been through.
別にあんな旅行なんてどうでもよかったんだ。沢子のやつ、いちいちうるさいこと言ってくるし、妙に煽ってくるし、散々だった。
楽しそうじゃないですか。羨ましいですよ、そういうの。
Because who knows if I'll be shaken again.
何が楽しいものか。そのせいで私はとんだ赤っぱちだ。それでいて何も解決しないで謎は深まるばかりで。
謎ですか。なんかミステリーツアーみたいですね。
I didn't notice she blushed. I never know if she'd tear out distance and leave me immediately the day after surrounding me with warmth like this.
私にとってはとてつもなく難解なミステリーだ。お前の気持ちなんて。
That's why this warmth, this expression of hers, I can't take it at face value at all. Mari-san added some wine to her own cup after that, finished it with one gulp without diluting it.
それでさ、ここからは私の方から質問なんだけど。
Because I saw Mari-san's breath that I can feel is letting out the same sweet scent of esteem a moment ago.
なあ、北原、お前もしかして
何ですか？
あの夜の。
はい。
That sentence alone was enough for the both of us to decide the month and day and when it happened.
あの時言ったことって。
Yet the sentence she followed up with couldn't really deliver what Mari-san was trying to tell me. It seemed as though Mari-san also realizes that she's not expressing herself well, as she lets out a somewhat disappointed sigh.
マリさん。
To put it accurately,
やっぱり聞けない
what she said.
女の方からなんて。
Oh damn, we gotta run it back if she said something.
やっぱり聞けないって女の方からなんて。
Dang. You know, I wish, this is not an official translation. They could at least, even if it wasn't in the original script, they could have put like a parentheses or something. That would be pretty cool. But I think I kind of know what she said, at least a little bit. To put it accurately, it's not that she can't express herself. Rather, it's just me continuing to avoid the subject. Regardless of the subject, I remain apprehensive about resuming our conversation, even now.
トーマカズさんのことですか？
Yeah.
あ、そうだ。
I guess that's why we're bringing up the previous subject
違
again.
うよ。
What she said? Yo, bruh.
あ、そうだ。違うよ。
No.
マリさんって前にも言ったけど、トーマカズさんに少しだけ似てるんです。
へえ、どういうところ？顔は違うよな。向こうの方が綺麗だし、若いし。そういうこと言うの。
Hey, bro. What can the I think the people that translated, the fan translation, they probably went directly with the JP script. That's probably what happened. They just went directly with the JP script. The stuff that we're hearing, we're not supposed to hear. Because they did this in the beginning, right? In Introductory chapter, where we heard the sensei basically talk shit about Kazusa, right? He made fun of her. He was talking about her family and shit. And I'm like, oh, damn, what the hell? But it wasn't in the script, right? It was in the dialogue, so you just have to listen. It's basically the same thing. They haven't done that in Koharu. They might have done it a little bit. I probably didn't remember. But it's nice to see them doing it again. That's cool. It's a pretty cool mechanic. It's like people talking under their breath because they don't want you to hear it, but they can't help but say it. It's like real life kind of. Or I should say realistic, I guess. So as to avoid advancing to the next stage, I'm only here meaninglessly analyzing the current subject.
そんなの比べられません。トーマにはトーマの、マリさんにはマリさんの良さがあるし。
So that Mari has damn, what does she has over Kazusa? Obviously they look different, but say that you love her brown eyes. Because no one in real life have red eyes, right? That's probably like brown.
私を褒めたって何にも出ないぞ。
How did you tell her what you like about her?
具体的にはどこだよ。
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, tell her what you like about her, bruh. Oh, what they have in common? No, don't say that, Haruki. Just tell Mari what you like about her.
そうだな。まず喋り方が似てます。
Cold.
特に
ぶっきらぼうになった時、
いい加減にしろ。
あと自信満々な時の態度、
Then that do remind me
負
of
けるわけ
Kazusa
がないとか、
right there.
自分は天才だとか、そういうセリフを思いっきり言い放つところ。
あ、そう。
What you think about that?
私は代わりなのか。
Dang, that's what you think about that. Yeah, you are a substitute. Sorry, Mari-san.
そういうところに弱いのかも、俺。強い女性に憧れるところがあるのかも。
それは良かったな。
Oh, she's blushing.
それとも最初から眼中にないだけか。
けど本当のあいつは違ってた。強いように見えたトーマは実は弱くて。
そのどっちかでしかないんだな。
だから俺はそのギャップに惑わされて、いろいろと大事なものを壊してしまったんです。
ふざけるな。
The words of the past have since ended here. It is as if they ended almost at the same place as last time. I can't reveal what happened after that. In truth, I do want her to hear me out, but the way I am now, I can't muster up the courage to do so. Taking a sip from the wine that had been left there for quite a while, I discovered that the wine in the cup had been long since cooled down. I finished a drink that had been difficult to swallow in one gulp as the alcohol and sweetness faded, furrowing my brows slightly. During this time, Mari-san appeared to as though she was contemplating something, nodding her head in a deep thought. It's about time I headed home. Though I managed to get the opportunity to Mari-san's house, thinking about it rationally, it really isn't the best thing that happened to me. Wait, it isn't? What do you mean it's not the best thing? That's happening to me right now. What do you mean? Being in a single woman's room in the middle of the night while having some wine along with it doesn't sound like the most appropriate prospect.
マリさん、俺。
帰れ。
Damn. What did you do, Haruki? What was the last thing she said? Don't mess with me.
ふざけるな。
Don't mess with me. What do you mean don't mess with me? Aw, damn it. I don't know what he messed up on. But it's probably what he said right here. He said the real Touma was different. She looks strong on the outside, but she's weak in actuality. That's why I'm confused by that gap and ruined a lot of things that were precious to me.
というのも酷だな。いい。今日は私が出ていく。北原はここで寝ていいから。
I don't know, man.
なんでですか?
That was something that I was supposed to propose initially. No, it's better to say that this proposition puts me in a greater consideration, more importantly.
当たり前だろ。自分の部屋とはいえ、男と二人きりで夜を明かすなんてできるわけがない。恋人でもない男となんか。
Damn. Yeah, I can't put my finger on this sudden feeling of having an undigestible piece of metal stuck in my throat.
俺の力になってくれるんじゃ。
ベッドは使ってもいい。朝になったら一度顔出すから。
I feel as though I've been betrayed yet again for some reason.
だったらなんで俺をこの部屋にあげたんですか?
北原が自分の部屋に帰ろうとしなかったからだ。こっちにしてみればとんだ迷惑だった。もう眠れるだろう。それとも子守歌でも歌ってやらないと無理か？まるで子供だな。大丈夫か？ならおやすみ。あ、起きたら自分の部屋に戻れよ。
Ah, after all, this person wants to run away again, to throw me away again, to give up on me right here and now.
それとしばらくバイトには来るな。期末試験が終わって少し頭を冷やしてからにしろ。
Dang.
マリさん。
Mari-san rises from where she was seating. This is her own house, but she's leaving me here and getting out herself. That's fine, however. I'm not harboring any expectations. That's why I won't feel hurt at all. Even if she changes her mind all of a sudden, I could still completely accept it the way I had anticipated it to be. That's why I should have just said, as I thought I should go home. And then things will be normal again starting tomorrow. Although she returns to being the normal, reliable manager to where I work part-time, albeit not one that I have a deep relationship with.
それじゃあな、北原。
Damn, what are you doing? That's assault! What are you doing? Haruki! Oh! Oh god! I only intended to hold her shoulders. I simply wanted to keep Mari-san, who was about to leave, beside me. Hey, this is the H scene. Oh no! This is consent. This is consensual! From behind? From behind.
マリさん
Why they playing the HC music though? Don't worry, I'm sure Haruki has more consent. I simply slipped up quite a bit, but if I say so myself, oops, I tripped. It's just that my hands were initially supposed to be on her shoulders, but instead hugged her from behind her back before I realized it. Mari-san, who had not expected my gesture of hugging her from the back, tripped almost her panicked. Mr. Panic. I can't deny I had no intentions of making way for her.
冗談だろ。
Yeah, I'm kidding. Or perhaps I'm better to say that it was an accident. I would only need to nervously get on my footing, display a pitiable and confused expression, and apologize with my head on the ground, and Mari-san would definitely forgive me if a right smile on her face. And yet...
また俺を放り出すんですか俺を見捨てるんですか
北原。
Time began to move once again as I spoke my mind.
俺がこんなに苦しかったのこんなに辛かったのマリさんのせいでもあるのに
Of all the things I could say, I blurted out the things that I should have not put into words. Words which would have been a crime in itself to even consider in my mind. Is it? What he said again? Sorry. It's a crime. Alright.
なんでどうしてお前が私のことなんかで。
話を聞いて欲しかった時声を聞きたかった時顔を見たかった時ずっと俺のこと避けてたじゃないですか
I locked myself in a state of unraveling my disarray heart to Mari-san.
あれは出張だって。お前だって分かってる。
Okay.
出発する前のほんの少しの時間でもよかった電話で声を聞かせてくれるだけでもよかったいってらっしゃいって言わせてくれるだけで
Damn. He doesn't give a fuck about Setsuna. I kinda like that. Setsuna who? Setsuna what? Never heard of her. Only heard of Kazusa and Mari-san. That's basically it, right? He didn't even mention Setsuna once. I guess to Takia, because Takia was like asking him questions. I think in Koharu Route, he was at least thinking about Setsuna. What day is it today? I'm not saving this because it's an H scene. I'm just wondering what day it is today. January 5th? I think Setsuna usually contacts him like on the second week of January or something. Like usually on like January 10th or some crap like that, right? Usually in the 10 numbers. So, but I wonder if Koharu Route that he thought about Setsuna at all. I don't remember. He didn't think about Setsuna, probably.
なのに用があっても人にことづけたり電話をかけてきておいていきなり切ってしまったり
あれはいやあれはだな。
俺が本気で眠れなくなったのマリさんからの電話のせいですよ
嘘だよな。
Yeah, I'm lying.
マリさんから電話あって
What? He's lying?
でもいきなり切れてかけ直しても全然繋がらなくて
あれは携帯が壊れてそもそもそんなことになったのは。
I've been feeling utterly victimized. I've been harboring unreasonable resentment towards her.
トラブルに巻き込まれたんじゃないかってでも俺マリさん以外の人の携帯番号知らないしだから 会社に行ってみんなの番号を調べて。
なんだって。
Mari-san had done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong at all.
鈴木さんのところにはメールが来てて。でも俺のところにはやっぱり連絡も何もなくて。
Left with no other choice because her phone broke after she hung up. She contacted the only person she could to explain the situation, and said person then related to everyone in the editing department.
マリさんが無事でホッとしたんだけど、でもなんで電話をくれたんだとか、どうして電話をくれないんだとか、もう。
それはだってお前。
Had I desired it at any cost, I would have managed to contact her.
マリさん、ひどいよ。俺のことからかって。
からかってたのは。
Go again.
ひどいのはお前の方じゃ。
That's right. I'm the one who's been awful. I simply fallen into emotional instability as a result of the wild delusions that I thought of from the accumulation of a series of unfortunate circumstances. What in the word am I even saying right now? I can't even put my fingers on what I've been thinking even right now.
誰もいないマンションに帰るのが怖い。暗い部屋の中で一人ぼっちになるのが怖い。そんな場所で眠るのが怖いんです。
北原。
だから話しません。俺から逃げないで。
What are you gonna do to her if you're not gonna let go? Even though I'm fully aware that I'm clearly being insecure, coming across as nonsensical and lacking in integrity, as I do nothing but blame her in my tantrum. Mari-san admits her mistakes at last.
マリさん。
If she relents, she'll be violating me. What? What does that mean? And I know she's well aware of the unthinkable things I would do to her. What the fuck?
ごめんな、北原。私、自分のことしか見えてなくて。
The irony, I'm the one that's thinking only of myself right now.
マリさん。
Where's the censor? Seeing the fact that Mari-san has slowly relaxed, that's a good sign. I leaned her feminine and abundantly curvy back, plastering my bodies together. I embrace her with both my arms, with the strength that threatens to snap her spine in two. I bury my face within Mari-san's messy hair, taking in her scent as unknown feeling begins to overflow within me. Her legs stretched from her skirt, entwined with mine, as I enjoyed the smooth and tender sensation of her flesh. It's consensual. It's consensual! Mari-san, breathing in discomfort, only serves to further escalate the dark sadism within me. Desires overflow within me to glue my body to her, to tough, take in and receive everything from her.
あのさ、北原。
What is he doing to her right now? Brushing aside her hair, her fair neck is exposed to me at last, and I immediately lick it. What? No longer capable of resisting for another moment. Scooping up the slight traces of sweat within my tongue on Mari-san's flushed skin, I delivered a taste of a sweetness greater than the port wine she had offered early into my mouth.
もしかしたら、いや、そんなはずないとは思うんだ。ただ、万が一というか。
I can't see my. Oh.
聞かせてくれ。
Oh, where am I? My mouse is right here. That's right, it's on the sensor button. I can't see Mari-san's expression due to the fact that I'm pressing on her back like this. However,
お前、まさか、私なんかに欲情してるのか？
I mean, he is licking your neck. That's really weird. It's really weird.
マリさんはなんかじゃありません。
I mean, it's really weird if he doesn't like you.
卑怯な言い方。
This, the instant those words were said, I could clearly see how flushed her eyes are.
私の
Whoa!
お尻にそれをお前
What is it?
そんなこれ北原の
And I completely failed to notice that. The moment I took in Mari's scent, the instant I touched Mari's body, I immediately became turned on to such a degree.
ダメセック
Excuse
ス
me.
はセックスだけは
ごめんなさいマリさん。
What?
こんなはずじゃ、こんなつもりじゃなかったのに。
It's consensual! My hand still circled around her from the back, slip into Mari's coat and tightly clutch her voluptuous chest with her shirt still on.
そんな
Uh,
お前ちょっと
every time I sniffed Mari's scent and fondled her chest, with every instance our legs rub against each other's, and whenever my knee entered the space between her thighs and folded her skirt, I become more and more incapable of shutting out the cultivated carnal beast within me.
我慢できないのかでもお願い
Damn.
セックスを入れるのだけは我慢して
Man, Haruki, don't do it! Don't do it! Don't be a bitch! Haruki!
マリさん。
No! He's a bitch! As Marcel whispered those words to me. Damn. He fucking... So, the H scene, it just Kitahara rubbing behind against her ass. That's it. It's not even her ass cheeks. She still got her panties on. She still got her pantyhose on. She got all her clothes on. He just rolled up her skirt. She rolled up her skirt. Haruki didn't roll up her skirt. She rolled up her skirt. He just pulled down his pants, rubbed one out on her, and then unleashed his stressful load all over her back. But she's still fully clothed, so he didn't put it inside her. So we don't know if she's a virgin or not. But after he let the load out, right? After he released everything, he came to his senses. Oh, he was shaking her. He had her face down, ass up. he was just rubbing one out. Like, I mean, yeah. And then after he rubbed one out, right? He didn't stick it inside her. He just did this, right? He just put it between her buttocks and vigorously rub it on it. That's it. That's all he did. She's still fully clothed. He just put his gigantic sword between the buttocks and rubbed one out. And then after he was done, that's his imagination. He didn't do any of this. He imagined kissing her. Alright? And then when he's done, he was like, he said, I can't. I'm sorry, I'm gonna, white explosion. What she said? What the hell?
なんなの北原北原
And then he unleashed everything on her. And then he just realized something. He's like, oh my god! No way! That is no She's still fully clothed. And then they breathe for a little bit. you know, she's still face down, ass up. And then you're like, oh no, I crossed the line. Right? He was like, uh-oh. He was like, oh no, what did I do? He messed up, violated her. And,
マリさん、そんな、俺。
yes, he violated Mari-san. At least he didn't stick it inside. Right? He just rubbed one out. And it was just like, calm down, Kitahara.
北原。
すいません、マリさん、俺、とんでもないこと。
He realized that he violated her without her consent. He forced her down, put her face down, got her ass up. But, you know, hold on. I don't want to lose my spot. Okay, I know where I'm at. But I think it's consensual still. Because the person that rolled up the skirt wasn't Haruki. He did not roll up the skirt. Even though Haruki, yes, tackled her down. Yes, he was the one that tackled her down. What? Damn, I went way far up. The logs go really far back. Yes, Kitahara was the one that tackled her down, but where is this line? The moment Mari-san rolled up her skirt and poked out her voluptuous butt in my direction. She's the one that tempted him. She's the one that rolled up her own skirt, and she's the one that poked her voluptuous butt in Haruki's direction. Alright? Haruki, he just tackled her down. Alright? It's not like he... Well, fuck, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. Is this consensual? I think it's consensual. Right? I mean, she rolled up her skirt and she poked her ass out. I mean, it's only human nature to do what you gotta do. And then, where was I at? What were we? What happened? I think we were right here. Okay. You messed up. There we go, yeah. He said this now. So, now that we know that Mari-san was the one that rolled up her skirt and poked her voluptuous butt towards Haruki, I think it's consensual. But Haruki realized, he probably didn't realize that she was the one that rolled the skirt. It was the heat of the moment. A lot of things was going in his head. All he know is he tackled her down and violated her. That's all he know. So now he's gonna say this.
すいません、マリさん、俺、とんでもないこと。
何が？
こんな、なんて、俺、なんてことを。
You're like, uh-oh, I messed up.
北原。いや、ちょっと待って。
I like this one. This is my favorite line in the H scene.
すいません、俺、警察に。
Turn himself to the police. You better turn yourself to the police, Haruki. You did tackle her down. But, as much as I'd like to see you turn yourself into the police, it was consensual. Mari-san rolled up her skirt and poked her voluptuous butt towards you. So it was with consent. You did nothing wrong, Haruki. You did assaulted her. Maybe you could turn yourself for that, but I'm pretty sure they'll let it slide.
落ち着け。な。
ごめん。
Damn,
ごめんなさい。
Damn, Haruki always crying, man. I feel like this entire Christmas break, winter break, whatever you call it, right? I feel like Haruki was crying this entire winter break for Mari Rao, at least. Koharu was there for him, so he didn't cry. But for Marty Route, I felt like he was crying the entire break, the winter break. And now we're here. Haruki's going to turn himself into the police. I wouldn't say that my mind is as blank as a sheet right now. What I'd done was nothing short of selfish. It was an utter contradiction of the way I've been living up until now. And what's more, what's even graver than what I'm feeling right now is the damage I dealt to Mari-san. I understand that the fact that I'm running away is just painting an even more disgraceful sin in the place of already deplorable acts I committed. Even so, being incapable of doing anything else, I could only dash out of Mari-san's apartment building. He never pull up his pants. He's dashing butt naked, right? That's what I'm imagining right now. He has no pants on. He got a shirt. He's dashing out of the building. After all, I can't stop imagining that. Mari-san needs to be far away from a fiend like myself as possible.
北原、待てってば。ダメだって。今のお前は一人になっちゃ
Damn, he ran
ないんだ
away.
って。
He ran away with the pants down.
立てなきゃ。追いかけなきゃ。
He did tackle her pretty hard.
あいつ、私で射精した。
I can't imagine her getting up from that tackle. That tackle was pretty rough. Does he have pants on? Oh, this is Mari-san still.
はい。ワインのお湯割り。これで仕切り直しだ。
What? He came back? How did she got him back? What happened? Oh, I guess they'll tell us, right? They're gonna tell us. You gotta be patient. It hadn't been 5 minutes since I ran out of the house before I got caught by Mari-san again. Damn! He got caught. He had a head start. Man, you know, Kitahara, they mentioned in Koharu Route, he's not very athletic. He's been very inactive for I don't know how many years. I want to say 3 years, but I don't know when he started. Since he started working his jobs, he's been very inactive. So he's very out of shape, and he gets tired very quickly. We saw that in Koharu Route. So I wouldn't be surprised if you get caught by Mari-san. To explain why I was confused to the point where I didn't know where to go after I left her apartment, and was in a state where I couldn't even take a step forward. Forcefully but gently holding my hand in my current state, Mari-san used the same action as before, taking me back to her own room once again.
ちょっと着替えてくるけど、絶対に逃げるんじゃないぞ。
I can't stop laughing, dude. He's always crying, bro. Haruki. Haruki's always crying. Dang, he's so sad. He just he violated her, released his load, cry, and ran away. Dang, I can picture it in my head. Her back was faced towards me the whole way as she took me back, refusing to let me see her expression. At first, I thought she didn't want me to see her quivering due to anger. When I realized the real reason she did so, knowing that she didn't want anyone other than me to see her at that moment, I couldn't resist my tears. Oh, that's why he cried. Okay. She still had filthy traces of my semen on her back, and yet she didn't think for a moment to change, immediately going out of the house just to save me. That must have been really wild if you were the neighbors. Right? What if you just walked out the door, you see a naked dude, and then you see one of your neighbors seemingly covering her back, chasing after him? That would be really weird.
お待たせ。よし、いるな。よかった。いや、最初は暑いくらいだったんだけど、さすがに外に出たら冷たくて気持ち悪くて。あ、いや、特別に北原のだからとかそういう意味じゃなくて、もうちょっと真ん中に来たらどうだ？話しないか？
Simi, who huddled himself in the corner of the wall, in a spacious room, hugging my head. Mari's unbelievable kindness feels excruciating.
それとも風呂にでも入ってくる？外寒かったろ。なんか言ってくれないかな。無反応ってのはちょっと辛い。
警察に突き出してください。俺のこと訴えてください。
できるかそんなこと。北原の将来奪うなんて。
でも俺はマリさんを奪おうとした。ほとんど奪ってしまったも同然です。
それでも訴える意味がない。
なんでですか？
勝てないから、裁判で。
What? Oh yeah, it was consensual. She rolled up the skirt. I have proof. I can be Haruki lawyer. Now I definitely feel shocked.
私が北原を無理やり部屋に連れ込んで、しかも酒を飲ませて泊まるように誘ったんだ。証人だってタクシーの運転手がいる。
And you rolled up the skirt and poked your voluptuous butt towards Haruki. Don't forget that part. I'm never gonna let that go, bro. I'm never gonna let that go. That's how I see Mari, bro. Just like, who was it? Who was the character I could never let go? Oh yeah, it was in Tsukihime. Arc saying she'll rip your throat out if you break a promise. I'm never gonna let that go either. If a character says something pretty wild, if they do something pretty wild, I'm never gonna let it go. That was not wild. But in defense of Haruki, as his lawyer, I have proof. I have proof that this was consensual. You cannot take him to jail. She rolled up the skirt and poked that voluptuous butt towards Haruki. She's always trusted me all this while. She always seen me as a cute little apprentice.
そんな分の悪い告訴なんかしてる暇はない。こっちは忙しいんだ。
It's not the pain of me, man. Why would she just be honest, man? This is why Haruki went insane in the first place. You just gotta be honest with him. He's like a... He's a bitch. Just gotta tell him straight up, man. He can't think on his own. Just gotta tell him you like him. And then he'll like, oh, okay. Then he'll be okay. That's it. Just tell him you like him. I think Haruki he'll be okay after that. It's not the pain of being bitten by a domestic dog. It's a tremendous betrayal piercing countless holes into my physical and mental being.
それに、私たちはセックスしなかった。北原が私の頼みを聞いて我慢してくれたからだ。
That is true.
だから、レイプなんかされてないよ。
なんで、そんな。
うん。子供、まだ作りたくないんだ。
Oh, fuck.
今は仕事が一番大事だって思ってるから。
What a realistic reason! In the anime! Having kids in the anime! I've never heard of that before.
そうじゃなくて。
悪かったのは私の方だから。北原が今、心が疲れてるって知ってて、急に冷たく突き放そうとした。出張前の時と同じように。
But why? Even at a time like this person's still so strong.
ただ、一応言い訳しておくと、あれにはちゃんとした理由はあるんだ。今はとてもじゃないが説明できないけど。
She faces the man who had hurt her, maintaining her unwavering stare with that gentle and refined tone and personality of hers.
さっきも言ったけど、ごめんな。いろいろと立場が上なのに、感情的になってしまって。
そんな風に俺を許さないでくださいよ。憎んでくださいよ。
嫌だよ。
Damn, she's crying.
せっかく目をかけて大切に育ててきたのに、私の後を継ぐのは北原しかいないって思ってたのに、いや、今だって思ってる。
バイトなんですよ、俺。それも人として最低の。
でも来年は正社員になってくれるんだろ？ お前が本気になればうち程度絶対に入れる。私が太鼓判を押す。
無理ですよ、そんなの。俺なんか潰れてしまった方が、ここで終わった方が世の中のためだ。
Dang.
無理じゃない。潰させない、終わらせない。北原は私が育てたんだぞって、お前の役員就任パーティーの席で自慢してやる。
マリさん、
だからこの程度のことで挫折しないでくれ。私からのお願いだ。
そんな優しすぎること言わないでください。でないと俺、マリさんなしじゃ生きていけなくなる。
Come on, Mari. Haruki basically confessed already. Just tell him you like him. Why she's holding back? She said she didn't want to tell Haruki she liked him because it'll be like sexual harassment, and she's like his boss, so it looks like she's abusing her power. But come on, man. At this point, he already told you he liked you, so it wouldn't be abusing your power or sexual harassment. You're not at work anymore. This doesn't count. The more Mari-san protects me like this, the more the pain in my heart festers to unbearable levels.
お前な、そういう卑怯なセリフ言いながら女の前でポロポロ泣くな。それって結婚詐欺師の手口だぞ。
Damn. Is that for real? He is a cheater. Damn. That hits home. Because he cheated before. Even though it's so painful, even I can't cushion it any longer. This pain that I'm feeling right now, it somehow feels like the stinging feeling one would get from applying medicine. To get even a silver of hope from this is simply cowardly of me.
今日あったことは全部忘れろ。
Damn. I would say no. Haruki's gonna say yes though, because he think he did wrong. He did wrong, but I guess he did wrong. I cried miserably as I nodded my head without stopping. Yet the way I was then, I couldn't completely agree with everything Mari-san had said, because that was a moment of bliss I could never forget. Mari-san's scent, Mari-san's softness, Mari-san's warmth, Mari-san's pleasure. To even dare to think of it was a crime in itself, and yet I can't wipe it off my mind. You know, he was licking her neck, right? He licked her neck. 7. When did he do that again? 7. So it's been 2 days. Oh shoot. What? He's still living in Mari-san place. He never went back home. This feeling, as if I'm a princess or a protagonist from a sci-fi novel, waking up from eternal sleep. I guess the princess is supposed to be like Snow White, right? That's the one that, or was it Sleeping Beauty? Bro, I can't tell. My 5 senses have yet to regain their functionality. Haruki is a princess, though. That's how I kind of see him. He is a princess. Sure, my limbs, my ears, my eyes, and my mouth are still working fine, but they aren't working as well as I want them to. My vision is blurry. My ears are ringing like crazy. My voice is hoarse, and I can't even squash out of my hand from beneath this blanket. Stretch? Oh. That and my memory also isn't very clear. I look up at the ceiling, feeling a sense of familiarity, but I can't put my finger on where I've seen it before. The only thing I'm sure about that this isn't my own room. No way, bro! Did he pass out for 2 days? Damn. Then my memory regained itself in an instant. My senses perk up with it. I immediately leap out of the bed, surveying my surroundings, pacing back and forth in a bored room after that. As I raise the blinds, a gentle winter sunlight floods the room, but it seems blinding to me the way I am now. From there, I open the windows. The subrious winter sky brings a chilly breeze, brushing across my skin that was wrapped up in bed until now. The sun had almost begun to settle to the west. I would assume that it's already the end of lunch break. And this is Mari's-san room. After refreshing myself with a chill at the breeze, I look around the room again. It's all of my recent memory had recorded. A living room too spacious for a person to be living alone, with a bare minimum of necessary furniture. The kitchen also looks as though it hasn't been used at all. Perhaps it's better to say that it's surely been used very sparingly, judging by how it's been kept. What's different from my memory, though, is the casually thrown out blanket on the sofa situated on the floor, and on the table, placed scrolling in the middle of the room, I found a leaflet with words scribbled on the back with a thick marker pen. I left for work. Call me immediately when you wake up. I already bought a new phone. It's the same number as before. You know she's gonna pick up, right?
はい、風岡です。お世話になっております。ええ、例の取材日程の件ですね。
Wait, that's not Haraki.
え、今日ですか？それも今から？あ、ただいまスケジュールを確認いたします。ちょっとだけ調子合わせて。今鈴木が隣にいるのよ。
Oh!
7日。
丸2日。今起きたなら40時間くらい寝てた計算ね。脳みそちゃんと溶けずに残ってる？
Dang, he did sleep for 2 days. I never. Damn, that's pretty. Alright. He was really tired.
すいません。俺そんなに長い間。
よかったじゃない。大学が始まる前に起きられて。
Mari-san, who seemed to have found a good excuse to escape to the hallways, immediately changed her tone of voice entirely, and my presumptuous had shattered along with it. This isn't the second day since that day, but the harsh reality of it being the third.
もしかしてその間ずっと俺マリさんのベッドで。
大丈夫よ。北原いびきとか歯ぎしりとかしなかったから。
そういう問題じゃ。
I would have snored. I now understood the mystery of the blanket by the sofa. I saw the fact that the trouble I caused Mari had been piling up like interest to a loan shark since that day.
ごめんなさい。本当に俺どうやって償えばいいのかまだわかりません。
私はもうそのセリフは飽きた。
それでも俺まだ自分が許せません。マリさんに許してもらったことも納得できてません。
まだそんなこと？
いつまでも言います。蒸し返します。俺はそこまでひどいことをしたんだから。
The baka she had called me is the same as always, without the slightest hint of her thinking of me as a fool at all. Instead, it brings with mysterious, loving compassion, or perhaps kindness, things that are indescribable by words alone. Mari-san's unique and relieving voice is filled with such things.
バカはマリさんの方ですよ。
なんだと？おい、それはどういう意味だ北原？
That's why I can't accept that uplifting, nice form of reprimanding from her.
そうやって頼られるまま誰にでも世話を焼いて、それで裏切られてたらどうしようもないじゃないですか。
Damn.
それで人を見る目があるなんてとんだ自信過剰です。俺を信じるなんてピエロのいいところです。
生意気なことを言うようになったな。それも師匠の教えの賜物だとは思わないか？
思いませんよ、全然。
I can't accept the absolved way Mari-san refuted that.
だいたい今のお前の言葉には誤りが2つある。私は 裏切られてなんかいない。それと誰にでもじゃない。
Because I feel so unworthy, I can't help but succumb to the urge of crying in a seemingly casual conversation.
何と言われようと俺は謝り続けます。ごめんなさい。そしてありがとうございます。
As much as Mari-san won't accept my apologies so easily, she at least accept my desperate attempt to be grateful bashfully. Her response pleases me, but it pains me more at the same time.
なあ北原、私今からそっちに。
いえ、そろそろ帰ります。
そうか。
Even though we had the same conversation just 2 days ago, Mari-san's reaction is completely different from what it was back then.
まだ自分の中で消化しきれてないことはたくさんあるけど、
I'm positive that her reaction had changed with my own. Hearing my voice, my choice of words, they are turned different from what they were before.
それでもマリさんのおかげで眠れるようにはなりました。ここからは体力と相談して悩もうと思ってます。
ゆっくり休めよ。年末年始の分もまとめてな。
This was yet another worry, or rather, yet another debt I had to pay off.
近いうちに心の整理をつけたら、またマリさんにお礼を言いに来ます。
待ってる。
その時に一昨日のこと決着をつけたいと思ってます。
何度言わせれば気が済むんだ。私たちの間にトラブルなんか何もない。
何度言わせれば気が済むんですか。それじゃあ俺の気が収まらないんです。
本当に強情なやつだ。
譲れないところは絶対に譲るなと教えられました。俺の仕事と人生の師匠に。
At least Haruki is sounding a little bit normal now, right? He does sound like he feels better.
そんなに年の差はない。失礼なこと言うの。
それじゃあ切ります。
なあ、もうちょっとだけ待ってないか。私今日は早く帰るからさ。
まだ俺マリさんに顔を合わせられません。勘弁してください。
そうか。
さようならマリさん。本当にありがとうございました。
Damn, bro. I wish he stayed. I wish he stayed. I wish he cooked food for her. You could make your famous Haruki curry that you made so much for Chiaki. You could let Mari taste that.
さて。
You could repay her back like that, man. As I ended the phone call, I indulged again in the view of the sun rays, settling ever so slightly to the west from where they were before. From that cold yet radiant immense sky, I feel as if I gained a tiny bit of newfound courage. Dude. I guess he gotta go back home. I really want him to stay, but he gotta go back home. He need a new change of clothes, right? He's dirty. This is his apartment? Whose apartment is this? This is Mari-san.
やっぱりいないか。にしても私の部屋じゃないみたいだ。あいついい主婦になるな。布団まで干してある。しかも消臭まで。
Damn, Haruki. He did all that before the day ends.
なんで自分がいた形跡をわざわざ全部消していくんだ。余計なことしやがって。
What was she gonna do with Haruki's sin? Dang! Wednesday, January 12th. It's been like 7 minus 2, 5 days! Oh, okay. That makes sense. I was wondering when what's her face? Setsuna, right? Text Haruki? It's December 12th. Not December, January 12th. So January 12th is always when Setsuna texts Haruki, right? Because on January 5th, he only had Mari in his mind. He was like, Mari, right? I'm like, dang, he doesn't even think about Setsuna anymore. He got over Setsuna really quick. Because Setsuna never contacted him, though. Until January 12th. January 12th is when Setsuna always contacts Haruki. That's what it seems to be. Happy New Year! Though it's already more than 10 days into the new year, sorry for the late greeting. Perhaps I should apologize for checking up on you so casually. If you get this message and end up being angry with me, just block my number. I can't block you! I understand how much I wronged you, but I just can't stop thinking about you. So after stressing about it forever, I end up messaging you. How have you been? Did you go to school today? Did you manage to maintain your daily morning routine? I'm just kidding. It's hard to believe you ever sleep in for school, Haruki-kun. Perhaps you've been unaffected by it all. Have you let all of it go completely and started a new life? I feel relieved if that were true, but at the same time, I feel a bit down as well. Perhaps I'm contradicting myself. Well, I'll end it here. Final exams are coming soon. Let's both work hard, okay? I don't even know how many dozen times I've read this message already. It was Setsuna's first message since that day. Her first message after more than 2 weeks had passed. From a delicate length of that break, the words mixed with politeness, and a reverse message titled, I could tell that she was feeling the same sense of distance that I was. After reporting in such a way, it must have taken an extreme amount of courage for her to contact me on her own accord. Of course, I'm sure Setsuna understands that as well. Then after reporting in such a way, a certain someone wouldn't have the strength to initiate contact with their own accord. Happy New Year. Thank you for your message. I'm not angry about you at all, and there's no reason for me to be. I guess I can only be mad for not being able to contact you myself. I've been going to university since yesterday. After all, there's a lecture in which the report submission date is fast approaching. As for how I'm faring, while I can't say that I've completely gotten over it, I've been living my day-to-day life properly as always. Working part-time, preparing for tests, just living the ordinary university student life. It's not like I can advance in my life and studies if I don't continue. Enough about me though. How are things with you, Setsuna? Your message focused on worrying about me, but you didn't write anything about your life either, Setsuna. So that I'm also worried as well. I'm glad to hear from you, but you should also write a few lines on what's happening in your life, you know. In the end, I forcibly leave my usual words of sermon before my thumb reaches for the send button. At least that's what I had to do, but in the end, I pointed towards the backspace button instead and held it down for a long while. The many lines of words on the LCD screen erased themselves, turning my tens of seconds of hard work to naught. Then he didn't send the message. There's no reason for me to feel upset though. After all, this is something that's happened tens of times before already. I should head home. Then Chiaki's not here. She left, dude. It's Wednesday, 2 days after the winter holiday had ended. The sky that should have adorned the campus today is dull and gray, as the cold air and howling wind blend together, subjecting us to the harshness of the winter. I'm just kidding. Today, the reason I held such resentment towards what was merely a sky was because of the confused feeling that I've been harboring since last night. The reality of which I've been hoping for, yet unable to look directly in the eye. I guess contradictory is the only way I could describe it. Setsuna's message made me genuinely relieved, even in its simplicity. She still maintains her usual gentleness and slightly forced forwardness. It's good that she recovered. She hasn't written anything about it though, and while I can't tell how she is now, at least she's back to her life in society as she used to be. She's living a more proper life than I am. And because of that, I can proudly face Setsuna the way I am now. There's no way I could go meet her. All because I've done something terrible. So terrible that anyone would harbor contempt for me if they knew. And also because the matter hadn't reached a conclusion yet.
北原ですけど、松岡さん、マリさんいますか?
Feeling sick? You know it's been stuffy? It's that time, bro. The change of seasons from winter to fall. Usually the change of season gets a lot of people sick. Especially in winter to, no, especially like around the New Year's actually. That's why it's about time I settled this. To be honest, with Mari-san, about everything.
マリさんですか？俺です。北原です。
Tell her what I always wanted her of all people to hear. More importantly, to get the help from her I've been wanting for quite some time now.
ええ、今大学です。昨日から授業始まってます。
As much as I cut our ties on our own accord, and as much as I don't have the right to ask for help because of that, I'll be content with her just hearing me out.
はい。そこそこ元気にやってます。ちゃんと寝てますよ。1日4時間も。
And what happened 3 years ago about Kazusa, me, a story about 3 people.
それが普通ですから、俺。マリさんに比べたら十分すぎますよね。
About the 3 years that had passed since that day, 3 years ago, about the 2 people who remained since then.
それで本題なんですけど、
I hit the thing.
二人きりで会いませんか？
As well as the previous banter on the day before the editing department Christmas Day party. The incident of which I had come to bring and receive pains simultaneously. The real reason I got hurt. The person who ended up really getting hurt by my
マ
hand.
リさん、
The reason why I did those terrible things to Mari's-san that night. The reason worse than my very actions towards her.
すいません。無理ですよね。あんなことしておいて、こんな勝手なもんして。忘れて、
The loneliness that I missed Setsuna, thickening like the snow that fell upon us that day. The muddy flow of dark feelings festered within me, and yet I had shoved them all in the innocent Mari-san. That is the astonishing truth.
いいんですか？本当に？ありがとうございます。
When I tell her all that I wanted to say, I had no doubt that she'd be completely disappointed with me this time. Worse yet, she might even begin to despise me inside.
ええ、時間と場所はそちらに合わせます。今週は一つもバイト入れてないし。
Even so, it killed me if I didn't tell her. If I want forgiveness, I can't get it without being completely honest with her. Because after a year, I want to be in the same workplace, to be accepted as a new employee.
わかりました。じゃあ、連絡待ってます。
I completely understand that this is perhaps the most selfish request ever. Even so, I want to return to those days, the days of having that relationship between the caring senpai and the unreliable Kohai.
ありがとうございました。それじゃあ、お疲れ様です。
Mari-san really irredeemably kind. Facing my selfish request of wanting to meet up, I could have sworn that she was so scared that she couldn't respond, yet she accepted my request in the end. But I'm glad. From here, I just have to wait for Mari-san to tell me the date and time in which we'll meet. Just wait another while longer, Setsuna. After I make my decision, after I completely settle things here, I'll catch up with you again. And then I will tell you all I've done. And if you can still look at me in the eye after all that, I promise I'll face you again, Setsuna. Even though I know I'll never be forgiven by you. Bro, Haruki, the only reason she can't forgive you is because you love another woman. January 15th, Saturday. Alright. It's a good stopping point. I'm gonna stop right here. I'm keeping this. So, yeah, man, Setsuna can't forgive you because you still love Kazusa and you won't admit it to her. That's the only reason. Haruki, you bitch. But I guess he doesn't know that. I guess he wouldn't know that because, I mean, it is kind of hard to tell, right? If Setsuna was super straight up and forward, maybe. But, no. Whatever. We're in the Mari route, boys. The only person we care about is Mari. But it does pain me that we do have to betray Setsuna every time we go out with another girl. Remember Koharu? Dang, that hurt me a lot. I'm like, damn. Setsuna crying? I was like, oh man. And then Koharu looked in the window. We just Setsuna like crying, hands on her face. She's like face near the table, sobbing. I'm like, that's messed up. We cheated on her over and over and over and over again. And then we finally broke up with her on the same month of her birthday. We're probably going to do the same thing in this round, huh? Mari-san round. We're going to hurt her again. But I got to get used to it, man. Get used to hurting Setsuna. because I'm going for Mari no matter what until I finish her route. Anyway, so that's GG's for now. So GG's, we'll continue on more next time. You know?